You can travel for back in time here. A secret place. Where shall we go today? The seeker of the blue bird that shines with moonlight. The blue bird. The Starless Ridge. The Starless Ridge was a harsh mountain range. Layer upon layer of jagged peaks rose like blades. Wild winds surged up from the valleys below, constantly obstructing any attempt to move forward. The mountains were high, yet the sky felt oppressively low. Clouds hung heavy, as if crushed downward, and no stars could be seen anywhere. The moment Eel set foot in this place, he understood. This was not a land meant to be crossed. The mountain that rejects the stars. It was impossible to tell day from night. Time should have been passing. Yet neither sun nor moon ever appeared, and the light remained a dull, ashen gray. Rocks were piled at unnatural angles, the footing fragile. One misstep could mean death. And yet, strangely, there was no sign of beasts. No birdsong. No sound of insects' wings. This mountain range was not rejecting life. It was selecting. Eel sensed this instinctively. A path that devours doubt. As he continued along the ridge, his sense of direction began to dissolve. What should have been an ascent had somehow become a descent. When he turned back, the path he had walked had already melted into shadow and vanished. I can't go back. The realization settled quietly in his chest. There was fear, but no urge to flee. Here, hesitation itself was punishment. The resonance of the tapestry. Eel stopped and drew out the small tapestry from his chest. In the moonlit village, its blue threads had only glimmered softly. Here, they pulsed as if alive. This was not a light that showed the way. It was a light that resonated with the mountain. Faint patterns surfaced along the rock face. Ancient engravings. Eroded and nearly erased, yet unmistakably shaped by human hands. Once, there had been those who crossed this range, and many who had not. The question. The wind intensified. A ringing sound echoed deep within his head. It was not a voice, yet it was a clear question. Why do you proceed? What do you seek? Eel could not answer at once. The secrets of the world. The blue bird. Fate. All were true. Yet none were complete. Without an answer, he took a step forward. In that instant, the rock beneath his foot gave way. Hidden truth. The trail. His body fell weightless through the air. He grabbed the rock instinctively, clenching with enough force to split his nails. Below lay a bottomless darkness. If he fell, neither bones nor name would remain. In that moment, Eel understood. This mountain was not testing strength. It was measuring resolve. Did he wish to live? To return? Or to go on? The memory of the moon. Eel pressed the tapestry against the rock. The blue threads shone brighter than they ever had before. It resembled moonlight. Yet it was not the moon itself. It was the memory of the moon. The true light that once illuminated the world. The engravings on the rock resonated, and a path emerged. Only faintly, but unmistakably. A place that could be crossed was revealed. The mountain had acknowledged Eel. Beyond the ridge, he moved carefully, and at last crossed the ridge. His view opened wide, and far in the distance, lights appeared. Evenly arranged lights. Walls. Towers. The night kingdom of Aldenas. A nation built by human will. Yet Eel did not yet know that this kingdom, too, was incomplete. An omen. At the summit of the ridge, Eel looked back. There were still no stars. But then, within the clouds, a faint blue light streaked across the sky. It was not a bird. Not a shadow. A sign without wings. The blue bird had not yet appeared. And yet, unmistakably, the world had begun to draw Eel toward its center. Eel took a deep breath and began walking toward the kingdom of nights. Where is the moon? The night kingdom of Aldenas. Beyond the Starless Ridge. The first thing Eel sensed was the presence of people. It was different from the silence of the mountains. An air filled with breath and life, carried on the wind, were the scent of iron and the smoke of burning fires. Below him spread stone-built walls and countless lights glowing within. The night kingdom of Aldenas. Here, human will had unmistakably gathered. A kingdom without the moon. There was no moon in the skies of the kingdom either. Even at night, the sky remained only dark, with no stars to be seen. The streets were lit by torches and lampposts, and by the fires burning within the castle. The people lived as if this were natural. Eel felt a quiet unease. No one longed for the moon. A nation of nights. Aldenas was a land of order. The knights valued discipline. The people trusted their king. And conflict was kept to a minimum. And yet, it was not perfect. Old repairs scarred the city walls. And in the faces of the people lingered a tension that could not be put into words. They were protected, yet afraid of something. Eel sensed it instinctively. This kingdom, too, existed within the distortions of the world. An invitation to the castle. At the city gate, Eel was stopped. The reason was the tapestry at his chest. Its blue threads glimmered faintly, resonating with the stone of the castle walls. When the knights saw it, their expressions changed. "Where did you obtain that mark?" Eel spoke of the village and the old woman. The knights exchanged glances, then quietly nodded. "The king will see you." An ancient bloodline. Deep within the castle, in a small hall hidden from public view, Eel met an elderly man. He was not the king. This country has not had a king for hundreds of years. And yet, he carried an authority equal to one. His name was Celios, a member of the oldest bloodline, serving the royal family of Aldenas, the inheritor of the blue memory. "It has been a long time. Chosen one of the moon." Eel was left without words. "I will bring it back." The only man who saw the blue bird. Celios began to speak. Hundreds of years ago, there had been a knight within the royal house of Aldenas. His name was Lumiel, fiercely loyal, peerless with the sword, and more sincere than any other. But one night, he saw something. A blue bird, radiating moonlight. It was not a blessing. It was a revelation. Lumiel touched the secrets of the world, and then fell silent. Why it was never spoken? Why was this never passed down? At Eel's question, Celios answered quietly, "Because to speak of it would break the world." The blue bird is not a symbol of the moon. It is a fragment of the moon itself. Long ago, the true moon that once illuminated the world equally was shattered by a certain event. Its fragments took the form of a bird and began to wander the world. And those who see it come to know the truth of the world. The meaning of the village. Why was Eel's village bathed in moonlight? Because it was the place where the last moonlight was preserved. After the world was swallowed by darkness, the moon's light remained only in a handful of lands. To protect it, the people lost their memories and severed all ties with the outside world. Eel was born as the one meant to leave, the one who would go beyond. A sign before the choice. Lumiel traveled beyond Astral. Celios said. He carried with him a single feather of the blue bird and never returned. No one knows what he did there. But one thing is certain. The world has not yet ended. The shadow of the kingdom. That night, Eel stood atop the castle walls. A sky without a moon. People living by borrowed light. They were protected But nothing at the root had changed. Darkness itself is not evil. But a world without balance will eventually collapse. Eel clenched the tapestry in his hand. The blue threads, quietly, yet unmistakably, pointed east. Toward the next land. Aldena's is not the destination. This place was meant for understanding. The choice lies ahead. Eel understood then. He was no longer a traveler seeking answers. He was now one who carried the fate of the world. And beyond Astral. At last, that distant place began to carry the weight of reality. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our channel. Happiness for all viewers.